Welcome back to another upload, guys. Brought to you by your one and only literary pharaoh. It seems like everyone is in some sort of an uproar because Shedeur Sanders hasn't been picked. I know why he hasn't been picked. I don't think it's a talent thing. I just think that it's a baggage thing. It's he, hold on, I'm trying to listen to the 61st pick. Who did they select? Yeah, Shedeur, he's dropping not because of skill or talent. It's it's a couple of things. I know a lot of you guys who are fanboys or people who I'm a fan of Colorado, but I'm not illogical either. Remember when teams are drafting players, especially at the quarterback position, it's very important that the quarterback has a certain character about him. And I know everything that Shadeur's dad says about Shedeur is great. He's grown, he's mature, he's this and that. But we saw throughout his college career, especially at Colorado, we saw some of the immature gestures that he put forth. I don't think it's a big deal, but it is a big deal if you play the quarterback position. Your dad is already Deion Sanders. You don't need to do anything else to bring extra attention to your name. Doing the Shedeur with his wrist and all that stuff, that's not a big deal to me, but it's a big deal to these owners that own these teams. And the quarterback position is it's important. It's a very important position because you are essentially the face of the franchise. And what I'm hearing, I don't know how true it is, and you guys can leave a comment and tell me what you guys think. I think that what I'm hearing is that during his interview process, when he's interviewing with teams, it didn't go well. Not because he can't speak or he can't articulate himself. He That sense of entitlement, guys, this is the point that I'm trying to make. I try not to use that word, but there's a sense of entitlement there. I'm not saying that he doesn't work hard. I'm not saying that Shedeur doesn't have a good work ethic. But what I'm saying is that when your dad is Deion Sanders and he gloats about you everywhere, you see, Cam Ward didn't have a Deion Sanders. Cam Ward was a zero-star recruit out of high school. Cam Ward had to come out of the mud. Cam Ward didn't have a huge NIL deal like Shedeur. Cam Ward's ascension is totally opposite, a stark contrast to what Shedeur endured or what Shedeur possessed throughout his college career. He's always had the protection of his father, which is great. I mean, the father-son relationship between Shedeur and Deion Sanders is great. I'm not knocking that. But what I am saying is that when you have a magnetic figure like Deion Sanders, a magnetic figure like Deion Sanders, a person who attracts a lot of attention, a lot of teams are very, very skeptical about bringing in his son. Because essentially, if you're bringing in his son, you're bringing in Deion. And people like to say, "Yo, Deion, he's bigger than the game. He's a Hall of Famer, a Yellow Jacket. He played two sports. He's great. He's great." Well, that comes with some disadvantages as well, because a lot of teams aren't trying to bring in that type of noise. Shadeur's talent is not that good, where it can override all those other factors that I've just given to you. You can't. So he's so good, it's okay. If you're a team and you don't want that extra attention, that that's not necessarily conducive to overall team camaraderie and team chemistry and team success, then you're not going to bring in a player like Shedeur. Shedeur seems like he's the player about himself. Now, when he played for Colorado during the post-game interviews, he said the right things. He never threw his teammates underneath the bus, and all that. But I'm hearing that his interview process didn't go well. Look at the difference. They actually go online and look at the comment that Shedeur makes when he realizes that he didn't go in the first round. He says, "Well, that's not supposed to happen." He's not been humbled. And to me, you guys may say he doesn't need to be humbled. Everybody needs to be humbled. Cam Ward was humbled when he was a zero-star recruit. He was humbled when he had to go to another university and transfer to Miami to make a name for himself. Yeah, his journey is a little bit different. And look at how he sounded when he was drafted. He almost broke down in tears. Do you think Shedeur is going to be crying when he gets drafted? And it's not money that Shedeur needs. Him being drafted in the second or third round doesn't really put a dent in his pockets, because damn near a millionaire. He's making more money now than most of the players that are being drafted before him. So that incentive or that killer instinct or that drive to get to the next level, to buy a home for your mom, the typical story of these athletes who come in, I want to buy my mom a house. I want to make sure my mom doesn't work anymore. Shedeur doesn't have those issues. His dad is Deion freaking Sanders. And Prime being his father is the issue. I'm not saying that Prime did anything wrong. I want you guys to listen to me. Coach Prime didn't do anything wrong. He raised a good son. He promoted his son like any father would do. But not every dad is Deion Sanders. And because Deion's way and his charisma with the media and things like that, no team wants to take Shedeur, and then he doesn't start, and then you have his dad saying things like, oh yeah, he needs to start and then he needs to do this. Teams don't want that kind of attention. I'm sorry. This is not college football. If his dad wanted his son to play in the NFL and start immediately, then maybe Coach Prime should have just left with his son and took a NFL coaching job and then drafted his son. Because right now, I don't think he's been taken. We are on the 64th pick, I believe. No, 60. I'm trying to see here. I have the volume down. And sorry for the background noise, guys. That's my kids in the background running around. 62nd pick, Chicago Bears. Yeah. See, he's gonna drop to a team that doesn't need a quarterback. So therefore, he's gonna start off being a backup. Because the teams that I thought that would take him early, I thought New Orleans would take him, but they didn't. But I'm telling you guys, his talent level is not that great to override the baggage that comes with him. And I'm using the word baggage intentionally because many of you guys think that anything that the Sanders do it's basically Shedeur and his dad can do anything, and anything that they do is beyond reproach. You can't criticize it. You can't look into it, but you have to. You have to. He's coming in. He's too loud. He's too loud of a player. When I say loud, I don't mean verbally loud. I mean the things that he comes with. It's not Shedeur's fault. It's more of his dad's fault. Shedeur is just not a kid, it's an adult, but you know what I mean? Like the little mistakes that he made or the gestures, the little immature things that he did, he can grow out of that. We saw what Baker Mayfield was in college, and we see what he is now in the NFL. Players can grow. I'm all about second, third, and fourth chances. I'm not being hard on the kid. What I am saying is that little does Deion Sanders know that you're the detriment to your own son's success. Inadvertently. I don't think he's purposely trying to demise his son, but you are, because you're such a big name and you're still in football. You're not in NFL, but you're in college football. Imagine all the noise that would happen if Shedeur is drafted to a team, like I said earlier, and he's not playing. You don't think that his dad's going to be making noise about, why is my son not playing? My son is great. Look, he was a Heisman Trophy candidate in college. He's this, he's that. I mean, the dad did it during the college season. Every time that if Colorado lost a game, he would never say anything that his son did was wrong. He would just say that either he had no line, he had no protection. Imagine if he had protection, how his numbers would be. My son's this, my son's that. So his son can do no wrong. And when you have that type of a father, which is great to have a father like that, you want to have a father that's pro your son. You don't want to be against your son. But not all dads are Deion Sanders. You have normal dads that are very, very supportive of their children, and that's normal, but nobody knows those fathers. Those fathers aren't Hall of Famers. Those fathers are not in the public spotlight every day. So I think that's hindering him from being picked. Teams don't want that. It fractures the locker room. And again, I'm hearing that his interviews with these teams didn't go well. Not that he didn't talk or speak well. The way that sense of entitlement, the way he's carrying himself, the things that he's saying, the answers that he's giving, he's not saying the things that these owners or these teams want to hear. And then couple that with the fact that the father's large following is also there. Teams don't want that. So he's going to drop. But again, him dropping is not such a bad thing. I think that he does not need to come to the NFL and be thrown into a team where they need him first year. I think it's good that he comes to a team and sits a couple of years and just learns. The NFL speed is totally different. So though this may seem like it's a bad thing, but it can also be viewed or perceived as a blessing in disguise, because if he goes to a team that doesn't need a quarterback, that has that position solidified, then you can have Shedeur come, learn from the starter, be humbled. It's humiliating, right? To a degree, we all need humble juice in our lives. We all need it. We all go through it. I think he needs to be brought down a little bit, because he's still underneath the notion that, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Well, it's happening to you because of who you are, your last name, and the kind of answers you give. See, when you have entitlement, you don't think that you're entitled. That's what entitlement is. People who are entitled don't think that they are entitled. Just like people who are addicts to drugs don't think that they're addicts. They think that, oh, it's just normal, I'm okay. They're always going to be in denial. There's a difference between being entitled and working hard to get to where you're at. And I think that some of the answers that he's giving and some of the things that he's saying, they're not really what teams are looking for. So he's going to drop. Will he get drafted? Of course, but he's not going to a team that needs a quarterback. So he's going to start off his NFL career as a glorified backup until he gets his opportunity.
Daddy, can I have peanut butter jelly sandwich?
Yeah, you go make it. Go make it. You go make this one.
Daddy, I don't know how to make my sandwich. But is the toaster still out?
No, it's not. I'll get it for you. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Till next time, leave your comment. Tell me what you guys think. All right, peace.